can't believe I'm doing this video again, but yet here we are. About 9 years ago, I did a SportsGamerShow episode comparing Madden NFL 12 to ESPN NFL 2K5. Today, it's actually still a valid argument to say that 2K5 is a better game than Madden 21. I mean, think about that. EA Sports had over 15 years to make a superior game on next-gen technology to what many consider to be the best football video game of all time in ESPN NFL 2K5. It should be a no-brainer, right? Madden should wipe the floor with this old, dusty, outdated final NFL Sim Swan song in 2K5, right? Well, after updating my 2K5 rosters, yes, there are still people out there who still update this game today. I decided to find out myself. So let's get to it. Which game reigns supreme? ESPN NFL 2K5 or Madden 21? Firing up NFL 2K5 was like cracking open a 15-year-old bottle of wine, as the gameplay has aged like a fine wine. Proper blocking by the offensive line, legit interaction and engagement in the trenches, actual referees on the field, a wide variety of tackles, catches, spins, juke moves, stiff arms, and truck moves. 2K5 is simply beautiful to watch, and the gameplay as a whole is just so fluid. I mean, player movement is simply impressive, even in 2021. It's a testament to how detailed Visual Concepts was when making ESPN NFL 2K5. But it doesn't stop there, as the gameplay in this game wouldn't be as impressive if it wasn't for the unique controls that put it all together. Unlike Madden, where turbo is mapped to the right trigger, NFL 2K5 is mapped to the A button or X button for the PlayStation. Tapping it quickly gives you a speed boost, while holding it enables you to charge up your control circle for a more impactful special move once filled. It's a game within the game, as you have to sacrifice foot speed to perform a more effective juke, spin, hurdle, or shoulder charge. You can also smash the turbo button to break tackles as a ball carrier, or bring a hard-to-tackle runner down as a defensive player. I love this, as I feel I'm always in control of what I want the ball carrier to do versus being stuck in a canned animation. The same applies for passing in ESPN NFL 2K5. Similar to Madden, icon passing is the norm, with the biggest difference being 2K5's maximum passing, where you use the left stick to lead your receiver in any direction. Madden 21 allows you to do this as well, but 2K5's lead passing mechanic is pressure sensitive and more intricate, as you can throw to a spot, which is something you can't do in Madden 21. Now, speaking of Madden 21, its gameplay is solid, but when you compare it to ESPN NFL 2K5, it's baffling how for a game made 15 plus years later still can't compare. EA claimed the game would have new innovative game mechanics, but outside of a new skill stick system, which maps new ball carrier and D-line moves to the right stick, along with more realistic player movement and foot planting on next gen, the ability to choose celebrations after every big play, and the addition of new Superstar X Factors, which was by the way a rip-off from All Pro Football 2K8, it's more of the same. And that's the issue with Madden 21 and previous Maddens for that matter. It's the same controls, same weird in-game glitches, same tackle mechanics, same passing mechanics, same AI blocking and DB issues. Not much has changed over the past several years. Innovation is lacking with the Madden franchise, so much so that ESPN NFL 2K5 still takes the crown when it comes to core gameplay. Now, this is one area where it's obvious Madden 21 shines over ESPN NFL 2K5. I mean, it's only been 15 plus years, right? I mean, Madden better look light years ahead visually when compared to 2K5. Crowds finally have more variety, sidelines have been expanded with more detailed, interactive bench players and coaches, stadiums are super detailed, lighting is improved in next gen, and player models, jerseys, and helmets look pretty slick. Most superstar player face scans look great, but there are many average players in the game who didn't get the face scan love. However, overall Madden 21 is a beautiful looking game. Now, I won't speak much on NFL 2K5's graphics. I mean, it was a great looking game at the time it was released in 2004, but today the game has obviously aged visually. Player models are sized appropriately, jerseys look decent, and stadiums are represented well, but the faces, field textures, equipment, and other details are a polygon-filled mess. This category obviously goes to Madden 21. ESPN NFL 2K5, in my mind, set the bar for how a sports football video game should be from a presentation standpoint. Visual Concepts took full advantage of having the ESPN license, mimicking the real-life ESPN broadcasts as if you were watching the games on TV. Everything from ESPN's graphics package, lower thirds, score bug, replays, transitions, it's all there. Fictional announcers Dan Stevens and Peter O'Keefe are the in-game announcers and do an awesome job calling each game, even providing color commentary and play breakdowns during replays, while ESPN's Chris Berman does pregame, halftime, and postgame shows, complete with in-game highlights and stats of each game, as if you were watching it on SportsCenter. In franchise mode, Berman even does highlights from around the league. The attention to detail here is top-notch and something we've never seen in any sports football video game since. In Madden 21, Brandon Gaudin and Charles Davis are in the commentary booth for yet another year, and both do a great job of calling games. However, they don't provide the in-depth color commentary during replays that you hear in NFL 2K5. Presentation visuals got a cinematic update, complete with on-the-field cutscenes, crowd shots, and replays. However, the lack of a proper pregame, halftime, and postgame show is still non-existent. In fact, these spots are exactly the same from the past several Maddens. Even the Super Bowl celebration remains untouched from previous years. This is one part of the Madden franchise that has needed a complete overhaul, as NFL 2K5 still reigns supreme in the presentation department. Now, the last time I compared Madden to ESPN NFL 2K5 over 9 years ago, I didn't feel it was fair to compare the replay value for both games, but I'm doing it this time around because if you actually dig deeper into each game's various modes, you'll find that NFL 2K5 still does a number of things better than Madden 21 today, which is a reflection of how lazy EA Sports has been with the Madden franchise. Now, speaking of franchise, let's start there. Madden 21's Connected Franchise Mode does offer a pretty decent experience with a player progression system, draft scouting system, ability to practice before games, the option to follow player news, scour the league for trades, and even relocate teams. However, the mode has essentially remained the same for the past several years, as the focus for EA has shifted to other, more lucrative modes like Madden Ultimate Team. This has rightfully caused an uproar with the Madden community, and it should, especially when a game like NFL 2K5 offers a comparable franchise mode. The game offers a similar franchise experience versus Madden 21 with the same exact features but to a lesser scale. 2K5 does offer a few franchise features that are unique, including the ability to try to convince players to come back from retirement, the option to move teams to different conferences, scouting opponents, setting up weekly exercise routines for players, and the ability to scout players through the NFL Combine, which is a pretty cool feature. However, there are flaws as CPU signings are erratic. The CPU only drafts 4 positions in the first round of every single draft, and the weekly prep is heavily menu-driven. Then again, we are comparing a really old game here, but the fact that NFL 2K5's franchise mode can be compared to Madden 21 at all shows 1, how well 2K5 has aged, and 2, how bad Madden's Connected Franchise mode has become. Other modes in Madden 21 include Face of the Franchise, The Yard, Superstar KO, Head-to-Head Online, and of course, Madden Ultimate Team. ESPN NFL 2K5 doesn't have much to offer in terms of other modes, besides a really cool crib feature, where you get to customize your own virtual crib with items like bobbleheads, music, minigames, and awards you've earned through in-game play. Think of NBA 2K's My Court in football form. Online play is included, but keep in mind this was a game released in 2004, so you didn't have things like DLC, online purchases, or high-speed internet for that matter. The only other mode of note is first-person football, where you can play games from a first-person perspective. This is nothing more than a gimmick, however, as it's impossible to play this way. As expected, Madden 21 simply has too many modes to offer for NFL 2K5 to compete when it comes to the game's replay value, and that's expected, right, considering how long it's been and the fact that the gaming landscape has changed tremendously since 2004. However, it's still shocking to see how 2K5's franchise mode can offer a comparable experience to connected franchise mode. Now, despite the lack of other modes and its visuals, ESPN NFL 2K5 at its core, after over 15 years, is still a better football simulation experience than Madden 21. With its fluid animations, fun and intuitive controls, and fantastic deep in-game presentation, NFL 2K5 offers the best, well-rounded game of NFL football over Madden 21 and any other Madden for that matter. It's too bad EA still has the NFL license to create simulation video games, because if they didn't, it would almost be certain that 2K would step in and put Madden to shame, just like they did with NBA Live with the NBA 2K series. Well, that's it for this episode of Sports Gamer Show. Make sure to subscribe to the YouTube channel and like this video and others. And if you want to follow me online, make sure to do so on all my social channels at Sports Gamer Show. And if you want to play me online, find me on Xbox Live and the PlayStation Network at Sports Gamer Show as well.